Boogety, 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 JB. Welcome back to Fast and Loose
Hey,
with JB Smooth and Chase Taylor. He's fast, I'm loose, and this is episode 27 for us kicking off. Paul Menard episode, JB. Trying to think of anybody else who drove the number 27 car. I can't really think of it off the top of my head, but I do remember Paul Menard driving the Menards 27. It was such a fitting sponsor for him.
nerds.
But shout out, we have a double race recap for us, JB. We've had a little bit of some scheduling conflict, so
A little bit of
have
setbacks, life.
yeah. We've been roughing it like Josh Berry through the first round of the playoffs, but we're
God,
getting
that's
through.
rough.
We're getting through. Where this is going to be our New Hampshire race, JB. We're getting back after. We're gonna get a nice second place finish because our aligned teammate, so to speak, is we're gonna let them get the win. But shout out to the winner of the Kansas race, JB, Chase
Your
Elliott.
guy.
Hell
Your
yeah.
guy.
Hell yeah. And what was another controversial weekend, kind of, snowballing a little bit more from that New Hampshire race we were just talking about. And then this past week, JB, at the Roval, the cutoff, the playoffs went from 12 to 8. We have half as many drivers as we did just 6 races ago.
Two of my guys are gone.
That's okay. I know I was bummed about that. And,
Damn.
hindsight too, that we'll talk a little bit more about that with Kansas. But I mean, a rough race either way. It's been tight and very intense through these last couple weeks with the playoffs coming down to, I don't know, I can't remember how many turns were at the Roval. It's like turn 17 or whatever. It's
So
but
I can tell you someone who didn't make it out of turn one at the Roval.
who is that?
It was the Kurt Busch.
Kyle.
Kyle,
Yeah,
my
no,
bad,
you're
Kyle.
good. You're good. Yeah, I mean, rough year for Kyle Busch, man, for sure. But I've been hearing rumors that he might end up possibly getting back into Toyota. I've heard that he may end up joining, like, I think it was Legacy Motor Club, possibly,
Really?
because they're expected to maybe I think they secured a third charter for next year, so they might end up with a third car.
Okay.
Or I think they were talking about, like, maybe, if he could maybe replace Riley Herbst in that number 35 car for 2311. So I don't know, something to possibly think
I don't know
about.
like that one.
But we'll see what happens. I think that's what people think. If you get Kyle Busch back in some better equipment, then he can get back to his winning ways, so to speak. But I don't know. I think Kyle Busch is pretty much come and gone, and we've seen the last of. He's given us his final bow.
He's bowing out.
Yeah,
This is
that
over
was his
for him.
thing. He'd friggin' like bow with the checkered flag when he'd win. And he's such a graceful winner, that guy. But
anyway, back to Chase Elliott winning.
Yeah, he was the first car who took 4 tires on that restart, and it really did show.
Which was smart.
Yeah, and it really did end up paying off. I don't know if he was going to make the pass if Denny Hamlin didn't run Bubba Wallace up the track.
Which is also something I want to talk to you about, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I think that was what opened the door for Chase Elliott. I don't think he would have made the pass without that, because I definitely think, like, Denny, like, running Bubba up the track ended up taking a lot of momentum out of his car as well, and just kind of like his line and yeah, I just feel like that's kind of what allowed him to win. And then just Toyota is just getting into it. Denny Hamlin, this time not with a teammate, but with his own car, doesn't want to let his, like, it's like, it let his driver get the win, or not even let him, but, like, just race his driver clean for the win, or, like, try to run him up the wall and, just, like, roll those dice. And we saw that, he rolled up snake eyes and fitting for the number 11 as well. And yeah, Chase Elliott slides on by and gets the win, so securing his place in the next round. And we'll see. Like, his championship hopes remain alive. He was kind of floating right there between 7th and 9th, in the point standings. So, especially like Bubba Wallace getting that win, that would have made a big difference with Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano. I mean, that
That
Roval
whole
race would
lineup.
have been completely different. And for the people who were wondering, like, kind of thinking, you know, maybe Denny shouldn't have passed Chastain, and obviously there's the whole like he doesn't know about like the situation, you know, um, in the last lap. Like, we don't have to worry about all that if things go differently at Kansas. Just kind of like the way things kind of snowball and compound with each other like throughout the season. It's made for a very interesting season, JB. But I'm gonna let you kind of
No, it really has. And shout out to Chase Elliott for just pulling that out the last second on that restart once again. And this might be seeing into the future, but I wish that race would have been our like championship final. Like just the competitiveness out of everyone, the double overtime, the people pitting for more tires. Shout out to Chase once again for doing that and being smart on that aspect as well too. And also the controversy that we got out of the end of that with Denny and Bubba, because a week's passed, they've smoothed things over. Obviously, if you've seen them and their promotion teams with logistics and not logistics, but Logitech, they're cool. They're friends now. They're back friendly and everything. But the beginning of the week, like, was still that whole controversy, and they were waiting for Denny to go on his podcast to talk about the issue of what happened, and he just came out and flat said, "Hey, look, there's no animosity, but every single Sunday, know that I am a race driver first and foremost before I'm an owner or anyone else." So
yeah,
I gotta respect him for that as well too. But at the same time, he was talking out of both sides of his mouth as well too, because the week prior he was giving shit to Ty Gibbs about him not knowing basically his place and being like, "Hey, I'm in the playoffs. I'm trying to win. Don't fuck this up for me." Whereas now, him and Bubba kind of bump at the end, and his idea is like, my job is to not get him forward into the playoffs. It's my job to win and race. So he's kind of talking out of both ends, but I can see his point as every Sunday I am a driver. I'm not an owner. Don't talk to me about being an owner. Like that's the second part of my life as a driver.
yeah. I just find it interesting. It's funny, like there was like a little bit of criticism with him last week at Kansas for driving hard
Hmm.
and like going for it. Um, and then, like this week, and honestly, like if he could have like if he wanted to back off a little bit, that would have been considered maybe a little bit of like race manipulation, which
Yes,
is what the
yes.
big
Which,
topic
yep.
of conversation has been all this week after the Roval with like, like the whole should he have passed Chastain? He didn't know the point situation. People are getting like warned about, race manipulation for talking about the point situations and stuff. So it's it's just kind of interesting. It seems like there's a kind of like pick and choose of like how the rules are being determined. Like they're saying, like I heard, another podcast talking about they're treating it like the definition of morality, where it's like it when you see it. And I think that is the most bullshit. Like the fact that that's in like our like law system where it's like, oh, like it when you see it. That's like mom and dad's like
Yeah,
because I said so type of judgment. Like that's no, like you need to have like a clear definition of what it is
exactly.
and then like yeah, and then enforce it based on that ruling. And if there's like loopholes or like inefficiencies in it, then you address it and you fix it. But like that's just like you make amendments to things. That's how shit works. It's just frustrating. Um, I was talking to you a little bit about this. Like I don't know, like with cross country, like that's like my like main sport, and like I don't consider it like race manipulation, but like there would be guys on the team. It's like, you're not the fastest. You kind of like know, like, oh, like, like where you fall like pace wise on the team and stuff like that. And, as like, and it's an individual sport, but there's also like the team aspect of it. And like,
Yes.
I remember the coach coming up to us on bus rides and stuff and like going like person to person. And like, we would have breakdowns of like, hey, like, this is like what, we're expecting your pace to be. Like, this is the marks we need to hit,
Hmm.
this is the course, blah, blah, like going over the layout, like this is who's going to be here. This is who we need to like, like if we want to win, if we want to medal, like if we want to like take a trophy home from this meet, like these are the people you need to run with and beat. Like, you need to, and it was almost not like it was like race manipulation because obviously we're going out there to run the fastest as we can. But I mean, 100%, we would have like like people circled and we would know like what's going on. And like, I mean, we'd even have like teammates, like when the boys are running, the girls are like at the different marks on the, and they're like feeding you information, and the coaches are there. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like all of that stuff is very like helpful, and it's like good to know while you're running, like where your place is, where your teammates are, like who's ahead of you, how much, like, what's the time difference, like,
it's a lot to keep track of too,
yeah,
especially with them being in the cars and that heat that goes on as well in the car. Like it's a lot to think about, especially too. But that's where you have that team that's supposed to be communicating this with you as well.
yeah. And I mean, like, that, and I don't know, I just feel like it's bullshit. Like NASCAR is like, well, we don't want there to be race manipulation when they've created this system that is meant to be manipulated. Like, I don't, there's
And
no better
basically,
way to describe, like, oh, like, you have like, you're put the power and like the control into the drivers when they have like the opportunity to like kind of like, when it's like a cutoff race and there's only so many people who are going to advance, and the situations like that, like, I mean, like, that's just gonna, I don't know, you're asking for it. And I think it's just kind of bullshit. Um, I don't know. I don't like the way like it's been kind of like policed and monitored and stuff, but
mm,
um yeah, I don't know. It seems like, yeah, seems like there's kind of like a bit of frustration like among different teams and stuff as well.
there is a bit of frustration, and I know before we get into our cars of the week and gas pass crash, I want to give a special shout out to Tyler Reddick racing in this race with a very heavy heart on him because I know his newborn was in the hospital as well. So just being able to go out there and try and race and to try to kind of put that to the side while you're racing, but to have that on your mind as well too, just the simple fact that you're trying to finish this race and then get home to your family because you know that family is the most important thing, and there's other things in mind rather than just trying to win this race.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely thinking about Tyler Reddick and his family, and like hoping them the best, like on and off the track. So yeah. But JB, want to try to smoothly transition into our gas pass crash?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Well, starting with Kansas, I'm going to give the gas to Chase Elliott, obviously, with the win right there. He was the first on four tires, was able to, he said in his post race interview, like, I wasn't going to lift when he, like, in that last turn. So, like, he was like, I'm going to shout out Chase Elliott keeping it all gas, no brakes on the final lap.
Oh, gas, no brakes, you know what I mean?
I'm going to give the crash to Zane Smith, another one of my favorite drivers right there. I'm going to jump into the crash really fast. And yeah, I mean, he ended up on his side. John Hunter Nemechek ends up getting into
Bro,
him, flip
what?
like on his side, rides the wall. It was insane.
I have never seen that before in my
Flips
life.
twice, ends up okay, but you could tell he's so like he just seems so like calm and like laissez-faire all the time. Like
Yeah.
in his like interviews and the interaction we had, he's always just seems to be like, it's kind of like, like, like
Uh,
he like just got done like shrugging his shoulder, and he's like, he's giving you the answer, not in a bad way. It just seems so like
just
he's from
just
Huntington. I
blah.
think he's from Huntington Beach, California, and he definitely gives off like those like Cali vibes, of just like, hey, like,
Hang
you know,
loose, bro.
yeah, like if you had longer hair, you definitely give off like the surfer, like skater vibes, like unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt, just like
I can see that. I can so see that.
carving down a downhill, just like cruising with the boys, on a longboard or something. But
I
he's
can so see that.
but yeah, and then I'm gonna give my pass to Chase Elliott as well. Like going from I think I want to say he was around ninth. I might be wrong. It's been 2 weeks since the Kansas race, but still passed a lot of cars and made the most crucial pass, up to first place to get that win, to secure that advancement. Hendrick finally gets a win in the playoff as well. They've kind of been slouching a little bit for their standards, but shout out, they finally get back into it. So JB.
Hey, my gas obviously has to go to Chase Elliott. You're a guy, you're a twin, basically pretty much out there just hitting the gas, especially in the right moment, just seeking that opportunity out that he sees something and then he just took off and just blew past Denny and Bubba. So I got to give him the gas on that. My pass has to go to Denny Hamlin on this because you cannot tell me there is not some kind of dynamic going on in between 2311, Joe Gibbs Racing, especially when Denny has to go back to the 2311 headquarters and actually see and sit in front of Michael Jordan and kind of explain the whole situation of what's going on, because obviously MJ is full 2311 with all the drivers there, while Denny is kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out until he retires from Joe Gibbs Racing. So there has to be something else going on. And this had to be an awkward week in a couple conversations for him and MJ. And then my grass has to go to Zane Smith because, like I said, I have never seen anything like this before in my life. Like seeing a car on the side, which seeing underneath the car just looks like a weird Hot Wheels car for
Yeah,
some odd reason. I don't know why, but it was just like seeing him ride this wall all the way. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, they have those covers on there, JB, to protect everything underneath, all of like the parts and
The
stuff like
parts and
that.
everything.
Yeah, in case they run over any debris or anything
But
like
it
that, just
looks
like
like
tear it up.
a weird Hot Wheels car, and I'm like, it's crazy. But luckily, he was okay. Emergency crews got out there to him as fast as they could to make sure and check on him that he was good. So he's good, but like, I've never seen anything
Well,
like this.
for the people who kind of been complaining about the die cast and how like the undercarriage has like kind of like gotten more and more like just flat and bland over the years. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like you're seeing like it looks more realistic. It's like it's not just like you can see like all of the parts and the pipes and the chassis and all that underneath the car anymore. They have it all protected. And there's a lot of cars like um that have like covers down there because it also like protects like from weather like snow, rain, and
oh
stuff
yeah, yeah,
splashing up. I mean, not that necessarily like they're
like
dealing
that
with
would
that
happen, but
on the
yeah.
NASCAR, but like cars that like when you go to the oil change, some cars are like more of a pain in the ass to change than others and stuff.
Mm.
So it's just kind of depends on the vehicle and the make and the model and whatnot. But yeah, um, but JB, uh, got our gas patch crash for the Roval. And I don't think there's. I think when we do these road courses, it's got to go to like SVG.
SVG,
It's
like,
kind of
come
like, oh my
on,
god,
like I that's a plug and play bet for anyone who is betting on NASCAR. Like I threw $5 on it, made a decent return of it. So
yeah, little
like
bit
it's
of
just SVG. Come on.
a competition with Larson and Bell, and Bell does have a road course win on this year. The only other driver with a road course win, he got it like at Coda earlier this season. But um, yeah, I mean, it's just tough to beat SVG and hang with him. And he ended up with a double digit like Leo win, and it was crazy. They were talking about like, oh, we're on the last lap, and it's like, but like Logano and Chastain, like they're still like so far behind. Like the gap is so insanely big
Like
that these
yeah,
guys still have another like they still have 2 laps or like a lap and a half to go. Like he hadn't lapped them, but it was such
but
a big lead.
just seeing him out there, and I love the side how it like shows you where everyone is, times and everything, and it's just SVG by a fucking mile, and everyone else is like, oh, the next driver is like 20 seconds behind him. Like, what the
Yeah.
like? I just don't know how he's so good at this.
Yeah, no, he's something else, man. Just it's hard, like you said, it's just a given. He's gonna get the gas. My pass and it's pass and my crash are gonna go hand in hand together. The pass is going to Joey Logano. Him and Paul Wolf make the decision. 3 stops on the final stage. Get 4 tires on there. They have the extra set and they run with it. And it ends up paying off. They're able to make the few passes they need, and end up getting the crucial pass eventually on Ross Chastain to really put the nail in the coffin with the whole point situation. But um, nonetheless, it was Ross Chastain who ends up kind of crashing, and it's like, and I'm gonna say like he ended up crashing, going backwards on the last lap, but it was his tires that just burned out, had nothing left in them, and it was just tough. So it's just like I said, the gas or the crash and the pass go hand in hand this week. Is like they were tied up the whole last like 11, 13 laps of the race. It wasn't even about like the race itself. It was about the point situation with like who's going to be the eighth driver in for these playoffs, and it ended up being Joey Logano who makes that last stop. Ross Chastain, like a coach going into the locker room with a timeout in their pocket. Ross Chastain and his crew chief go back in the garage with a fresh set of stickers, right there in their stall. They could have made the stop, followed Logano into the pits, like, right after he did, on their next time around, but said, no, we're going to keep running. And
Fair enough.
hindsight 2020, maybe not another the best call, but he was faster than him, and it just Logano has his way of sneaking into the next round, man. But it's not a year. He shouldn't win this year. He only wins in even years.
Oh,
So So he has to basically win to get into the next round, but he's definitely capable of pulling off a win at one of these tracks. Like Vegas, he won last year after he got in the round of 8. So it's like, I mean, we could very well see like a deja vu
Yeah,
situation.
we could.
But JB, I'll let you pass it off. Your Roval gas pass crash.
Gas obviously has to go to SVG. Come on now, how can you not? How can you not? Enough has been said about this dude. He is the future of NASCAR when it comes to these road courses. So it's an easy set it and forget it. Any road course coming up in the future, just do SVG. My pass has to go to Joey Logano because he basically owes Denny and Ross Chastain a beer for kind of colliding into each other and finishing backwards, might I add as well too, for both of these guys and allowing him to ease his way with the points into the next round of the playoffs. So he definitely owes those guys a beer. My crash has to go to one Mr. Kyle Busch for not being able to make it out of turn one. And I can't remember whose social media site I was, or social media page I was looking at on X, but the whole family came out, nothing but Kyle Busch gear, everything,
Mm-hmm.
everything down. Their RV and everything, flags, all of that. They got to the stands and didn't even last 15 minutes on the track. And basically, their driver's day was done.
Yeah.
So I just feel bad for them. I'm sorry.
I don't feel bad for a Kyle Busch fan.
I mean, like, your whole day was like tailgating. You brought the van, the kids, the family out here. Everyone's decked out in the gear. You get to the stands, and then you can't even make it 15 minutes in the race. And it's just like, oh, well, we all just better pack it up and leave. Like, what's the point of staying to watch the rest of the race?
Yeah, I mean, hey, that sounds fun to me, man. I don't know. That's like I said, you're gonna be hard pressed to get me feeling bad for a Kyle Busch
I
fan.
was just like, oh, this is sad.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, what some like like that's like they say, one man's trash, another man's treasure. Like some person's sorrow is another person's joy. Like like I said, I'm not gonna feel bad for Kyle Busch fans. Just and no disrespect to my guy D Mac. Like it's just
Yeah,
I just I'm not a Kyle Busch guy.
I know, but
So
I just thought it was funny and sad at the same time. Like, your day is over with. I'm sorry.
I feel you, man. I feel you. But we got a double. We got 20 cars, JB. We get to run through for
Hey,
our car of the week this week. So we'll take a quick break. We'll hear from our illustrious sponsor. Go check out No Chill with JB Smooth. We got a word from them right now. Watch No Chill with JB Smooth Saturdays at noon. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, or else. Thank you to No Chill with JB Smooth. Make sure you go like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Saturdays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New episodes coming to you live or premiering on
Premiere,
YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah. Shout out. Thank you, No Chill with JB Smooth, for sponsoring Fast and Loose with JB Smooth, Chase Elliott, Emily. Now, Mr. JB himself, I'm going to hand it off to you.
Oh,
We got 5 cars from Kansas that you've picked out for us.
this one keeps making my list for some odd reason. I don't know why. It is a Dylan. One Mr. Ty Dillon, though, in the number 10 DraftKings car. I
Okay.
don't know why this keeps making my list. I just like the DraftKings car. That, and also I've kind of been winning money on DraftKings a lot more lately. So,
Fair.
that's fair for that one. Number 4, one Mr. Josh Berry with the 23 Menards Dutch Boy Ford. I don't know. It's just a colorful car. I like the way you mix blue, green, the yellow, red, and the white. Just kind of how it all just flows through the whole entire car. So it was a perfect fit for me. Number 3, the best damn French onion dip out there. I'm talking Mr. Tony Gillard's number 34, Dean's Dip Ford. Like I said, I think I was just hungry that Sunday
Yeah.
too. I was like, ooh, some French onion dip. And I love Dean's French onion dip as it is as well too. So number 2, I went over to the Xfinity series for this one. Mr. Ryan Ellis driving the 71 Tableau. I believe that's how it's called. The Chevy Tableau, which is basically football season. It's just all.
Oh, yeah. It's like the TV service.
Is it the TV service?
I think it is.
Is that
I think
the?
it's a streaming service or a TV service. I'm not 100%, but I've been seeing ads for it and stuff like that. Or
I
I've been
have
hearing it
not.
mentioned.
I have
I'll
not, but yeah, we'll have to double check that. But like, it's basically just footballs and just the surface of the field and everything, just covering the whole entire car. So I thought it was cool. It is
uh,
football season. Shout out to my Lions.
it's a subscription-free DVR.
Oh, all right.
So yeah,
I'm still doing DVRs, huh?
hell yeah.
Hmm. And my number one has to go to one Mr. 99, Daniel Suarez driving the freeway Hispanic Heritage Chevy. Like I said, it's just
Oh,
a cool car. It's got the pink, the purple, the blue, the Dios de Muertos, the skulls and everything all around it with the flowers. I thought it was cool. And hey, it is spooky season as well too. So they're all around my house as well.
yeah, that's a good one, JB. Definitely, I saw that and didn't read that it said Hispanic heritage in the description. So, oof, may have been a
Fumble.
may have picked the wrong number 99 for my cars of the week. I will kick it off with all of our overlaps, JV, because
Oh my god.
we have a two actually.
You got
Two
two?
over.
All
Yeah,
right. Well,
yeah,
that's not
yeah.
bad.
We'll start and we'll go in numerical order of the overlaps. We'll start with the number 21 of Josh Berry, the Menards Dutch Boy. I mean, like you said, JB, you described it well. It's got like the textile pattern. It's like geometric in a way.
It just flows so nicely.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I love like the hue differences. It's a lovely car. Reminds me of the PPG paints cars that they've had before,
Yeah.
but instead of PPG paints, Menards Dutch Boy. Next up on our overlaps is going to be the number 34, Dean's
Yes.
Dips from Todd Gilliland. I thought it was pretty sick. I picked quite a few of FRM's cars between Gilliland and my guy Zane Smith. Dean's Dips. Not that I'm not a dip guy, but I thought I like the green on the car. It looks pretty sick. So we're gonna dive into my non-overlaps, JB. Next up, JB, I'm going to move on to my non-overlapping cars for these. I got three left, and I'm going to stick it up or start it off next with the number 24 Cincinnati American flag car from William Byron. I'd have to do some more digging
Hmm.
again to figure out the full like meaning behind this whole scheme, but I mean it's definitely very patriotic. I know the Cincinnati Reds play at Great American Ballpark, so I'm not sure if that's any tie to it. And they did make the playoffs in the wild card. They lost to the Dodgers. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is just like a weird way for them to try and build some fans in the Midwest.
I mean, it's probably
Even though the Kansas has the Royals, the Kansas City Royals. Maybe I don't know. Like I said, the Reds trying to reach some more fans. But moving on next, I had a really cool car. It was I saw this team. Not only do they like let you know what they're going to be driving a full day ahead of time, but they're always doing, I think, some of the coolest things with their schemes. Ryan Priest driving the number 60 Minute Maid Rice, and they put the little hyphen,
oh,
like the dots, like in front of the 60, indicating like yeah, in 60 seconds. That's how long a minute is, and he drives the number 60, and it was pretty cool.
hey.
And like I thought it was funny they made this video. Chris Busher was like, "Hey, can I have some?" And he keeps putting in a minute on it. And Ryan Priest smacks his hand, clears up. He's like, "No, you got to type in 60 seconds." And he's just like, "Whatever." But JB, I'm gonna kick it off. My car of the week this week, I went with a number 99 car as well, but I actually went down to the Xfinity series. I don't know if you saw the number 99 Matt DiBenedetto Law and Order Toronto
I
criminal
did
intent
see that.
car.
Oh, I couldn't believe they did a lot of
Wednesdays, 8, 7 Central on the CW, which also
I
airs
cannot
the
believe they
NASCAR Xfinity races. I
Law
thought it
Order
was funny, man. I had to go with it. And the fact that I went with that, I went with a Canadian car over a
the
Hispanic heritage
Hispanic car.
car. Wow, man. It's like the apple done fallen far from the tree.
Jeez,
Yeah.
man, come on.
But anyway, that's gonna be my top five this week. I thought it was funny we each had a number. Like we had
We
two
had
two and a
nine.
half overlaps, two cars exactly the same, one number,
One number, just
and
two different
yeah,
series.
two different countries, none of them America. Like so funny. But
Oh man,
let's fast forward 1 week on the racing schedule, but rewind it a few days back to the Roval and look at this week's cars of the week,
you know,
JB.
Robo.
Passing it back to you.
Once again,
This
shout out to all the drivers with the pink nets. They go to a very good cause. They do sign them and sell them off afterwards as well.
I thought it was funny the drivers who didn't drive the
Yeah,
business.
what the fuck was with that? Like, there's a couple out there. I'm like, hey, yo, where's your net? What are you doing?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was just like, you know what? I was like, I'm such a hypocrite, JB, because I was like, you know what? I'm happy for the guys who are doing it, but I'm also like, yeah, hell yeah, it's so funny the guys who aren't like you.
Like, come on, guys, you guys
I don't
could have
know.
helped out, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Uh, for the Roval, starting at number 5, I went over to the Xfinity series for this one. Hopefully, I'm saying his last name correctly. Christian Eckes, I
Okay.
believe,
Yeah. Christian Eckes. Yeah. Yeah.
driving the number 16 Campers in RV. It is a breast cancer awareness car too, so it's white, pink, got the ribbon on it as well. I thought it was cool. Number 4, shout out to their promotion team for doing this. Ryan Priest, the number 60 Kroger's Tostitos Ultimate Ford. If you checked out their PR team, they actually heated up some pizza rolls, put them in the back of a car, and just drove them around the shop, and everyone just kind of put their hand in and grabbed a couple of them out. I thought that was a cool marketing.
When they were doing the like the not the meet and greets, but like the bullpen sessions for the media,
Yeah.
he literally brought a plate of pizza rolls and was just like,
Are you
I was like, hey
serious?
guys, you want some pizza rolls? And they're like, for
What?
real? Like, yeah. And like he was just literally like, yeah, have some pizza
Oh,
while they were doing the thing. He's like, have some pizza rolls. Like it was pretty sick. So
that's cool though.
like I said, dude, RFK against the more love, man. They really do it right.
I guarantee you, RFK is probably like
They had a good
our
run.
most to make our list. Period. Number 3, he lost in the Roval and is out of the playoffs right now. But one, Mr. Tyler Reddick, driving the number 45 Jordan brand Toyota. This car was specially designed by Michael Jordan's Charity of Kids Foundation. They're trying to get more Black African Americans into NASCAR, and you could have seen him at the race too, going around the pits and checking out what goes on and what goes into making these races from the outside standpoint.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get more African Americans into the sport. So shout out to him and everyone for helping design this car.
And I do feel like NASCAR, maybe more behind the scenes, not as like actively as you see like the drivers, but they have been like bringing in
Mm-hmm.
more people and reaching out to like I feel like other athletes from other sports. And I mean NASCAR is a sport. This is an athletic endeavor,
Yeah.
and it's allowing people to continue an athletic journey and like pursue a career in athletics. Maybe not originally what they were wanting to, but a lot of people from football jumping
Mm-hmm.
over and like I've noticed JB at least like there's quite a few like um African Americans like black people like in the pits like working like on the cars and stuff like that. And then Raja Karuth as like a young and up and coming
Yes.
driver
Yes.
who's like been driving in the trucks, consistently driving in the Xfinity series as well. So it's like, we're seeing some more diversity in the sport as well. So
Absolutely. And a lot of more females actually I've seen
Catherine
as well
Legg
too.
will be racing this weekend in Las Vegas. I
Say
looked at the
shout
entry list
out
the other day. Catherine Legg will be here, or not here, but in Vegas.
in
So
Vegas. Yeah. Shout out. Number 2, Christopher Bell driving the number 20 DeWalt Toyota. Wait. Yeah.
yep,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, yeah. Driving number 20, DeWalt Toyota. I don't know who specifically designed this car, but the little boy was at the shop with his snake as well too. I'm assuming that's his pet that he basically kind of modeled this car after, and this kind of got the snake spots all on it and everything like that. So I thought that was cool. And my number 1, William Byron, driving the number 24 Valvoline Blood Cancer United Chevy. Um, I mean, it's just a good cause car. So I just had to throw that
absolutely,
on there.
absolutely. And we were talking about that. I was like, "Am I an asshole if I don't put that on my
No,
list?" It's like,
no.
well, we'll find out, JB, if I am an asshole or not.
I still want to see how many overlaps we got for the
Yeah,
Roval.
I think we have at least two.
Two and a half
I
again.
will dive. I don't know if we have two and a half again. I do know we have a couple. I'm going to start off. We'll rip the blood cancer band-aid off right now. I
It
did
is
have
not on
William.
this list,
I
everybody.
do have no. It's my first car. Maybe not. I do have William Byron on my list. We're gonna go numerical order of overlaps again. Starting off William Byron, the number 24, blood cancer. Obviously, I like the confetti on there. Looked really cool. Looks
The
like it's a bunch
confetti
of
was
like.
nice.
Looks like it's a bunch of letters as well. Maybe I think that is just confetti, but I don't
Some
know.
paper
I love
airplanes and
Valvoline as a
stuff.
sponsor. I think the red Valvoline cars are badass. And then yeah, I mean, blood cancer is cancer sucks, regardless of like what it is. Like so that's
Mm.
just. And then shout out to Tyler Reddick as well. That number 45 car. He was leading early as well. He started off pretty good. But man, just he had a lot going on and off the track, and it's just want to give that team and that driver some love. They had a really cool car, and they always come to track with some really cool stuff as well. But like I said, just thinking about them, and a little bit extra. And then last but not least, JB, we have one more overlap. It's a car that's making both my lists for this episode. The
Oh
number
boy.
60 of Ryan Pace and the
Hey.
Totino's Ultimate Pizza Rolls. I mean, just badass. Like I said, Neil, our guy Neil, sent me this car. It was like, this is sick. This is badass. And then I saw are you talking about the where they had the RC car driving
Yeah.
around? Yeah, I sent that to Neil too, and he thought that was the coolest thing ever. He's like, this
It
is
is
so
really
cool. Yeah.
cool. Like I don't know who their PR
Yeah.
team is, but like this is dope to social media people.
Yeah, but I thought it was really cool. It was sick that like Neo, like a guy who doesn't follow NASCAR, doesn't give two shits about NASCAR. Like
Seeing
respectfully, like he
this,
doesn't like nothing that's about it. It's just not his thing, not his cup of tea.
but like he's
You know,
seeing this, I'm
like
like,
Neil's a
that's
bourbon
cool.
guy, and NASCAR is like is a sixer of some lager. You know what I mean? It's a beer, it's an ale, and like I said, Neil likes
Great American beer.
but did that make the list? We'll see. But it's like I thought it was cool, just like I said, seeing someone else who's like kind of like outside the world of it, but like this is I feel like this was kind of like our thing, JB, that we're trying to reach out to people and like at least maybe
And
like
let
even
them
if you
know,
don't like NASCAR, like that's
like
a cool
you gotta
car.
think this is a cool idea.
Take a second, look at that's a cool car, and then maybe you end up like remembering that name, and if they it's like so, just storing that away. Another car I want to shout out. We were kind of hinting at this a little bit, JB, off air, but I feel like this driver has made. I think this is their fourth appearance.
Oh shit!
And I think it's all with the same sponsor. I think they just keep mixing up the colors a little bit, and I'm just like, you know what? And again, this is like, it's more I think the cause than anything. But they were on the list our last episode together too, JB. Ty Dillon in the
Hey,
breast cancer pink Seabest car. See, like Seabest has made this a lot for me. They were just on last episode and they're in New Hampshire. I felt like it was regionally
I mean
playful.
that was pretty spot on.
Yeah, but like so I don't know. Like I said, I think it's interesting how many times they've made the list. How like pro Ty Dillon I can be, while I still at the same time still anti Austin Dillon. But I'm gonna shout out last but not least. The number 7 of Justin Haley. This is another one of those cars where you have like the seat and like the body of a driver kind of painted on the car, and like the head kind of like obviously. And they have
He was about to make my list. I'm not gonna lie.
and they have the pink net. So like again, like it's like shout out quietly like supporting the cause, of breast cancer. They're picking up where the NFL left off, with all the accessories and stuff like that. And so Justin Haley.
It.
He's making my list. It's going to be the last car on my car of the week. Excuse me. I felt like it was a little bit tough this week. I thought there was like a lot of like cool cars, but like I usually feel like there's one that really sticks out to me.
Yeah,
And I just felt like it's just like I don't know. I feel like it's like when you go out and it's like and you won the game, but you had two turnovers, a couple bad like drives, and like like it was you played ugly, but you still
you
won.
still
That's
won.
like, that's how it feels with like this week's car week. No offense to my drivers and like their cars of the week, but looking forward to some of these schemes at Vegas because a few of them sneak
Vegas
peeks.
should be fun.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Vegas
so,
should be real fun.
Always. So looking forward to it. And yeah, we'll see what happens. How these shake off, JB. The next time we cut down 4 drivers, we're gonna have one race remaining to determine it all. And I want to say,
I'm riding on you.
I gotta go back and double check. I thought I picked Blaney, Larson, Bell, Blaney, Larson, Briscoe, Hamlin for my 4. I think. I've been trying to remember.
Yeah.
I should go back and check. My guys are still alive, at least like most of them. And Larson is just my guy who picked the championship. He's still alive. I know you picked Bell to pick it, so he's still alive. So
my backup is probably Denny, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
But we'll see, man. We will see. But hey, looking forward to episode 28 of Fast and Loose, the Davey Allison episode, the Ernie Irvin episode. Don't know who else has really drove that car. It's been out of the racing for a while, but man, it's an iconic car. The Havoline sponsor, the Talladega black, white, gold number. Maybe my favorite scheme ever, that Thunderbird from like 92, I think, maybe 91, but I think it was 92. Either way, I wasn't even alive yet. It's just such a badass car. But either way, thanks for tuning in, guys. This is Fast and Loose with JB Smooth and Chase Emily. He's fast, I'm loose, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Take it easy.